life, everybody. Today I've got the excavator warming up already, and we are on what is going to be a super cool demolition job. And this is it, a really big chicken coop. My understanding that this chicken coop, for a long time, many years ago, was the main source of eggs for Asheville, North Carolina. Let's check it out. Can you believe, look how good a shape it's still in. That's some old school light fixtures. Reckon how thick this floor is of chicken poo. Just look, I'm walking around on super soft chicken poo. Here's where they put the feed for little chicken hose. I believe the feed went in here and they were able to eat it right out through there. I'm not sure how old this chicken house is, but it's old. It's actually not a bad ladder. I think I'll go home with me. The two pipes that I brought in the bed of the dump truck, that's for another project on this property. The plan, I've already started clearing land on this project. You can see that big brush pile across the gully here. To save the customer money of hauling this thing out, I'm gonna strip the metal roofing off, put it in a pile separate, and all the wood I'm going to pile on this end, because I'm gonna need room down there. And by down there, I mean at the other end of this chicken coop. Down through the holler, I've got to build a farm crossing by putting those culverts that you saw at the beginning of the video in there. It's gonna be a lot of fun. And when I was planning this project, I was like, how can I make this more entertaining for my viewers? I had the thought, you know what, I'll tear this down with my bare hands, you know, man stuff. That plan didn't work out. We're just gonna go the conventional method, excavator. My grandfather, he passed away a good long time ago, but before he did, he passed on some good wisdom to me. Got children sitting there. I'll give you about 5 seconds here to pause it. He asked me one time, he said, you know what that white stuff in chicken shit is? I said, what? He said, that's chicken shit too. You gotta be a real redneck to appreciate that one. That's all I've got to say about that. Well, safe to say with that back wall being compromised, she wasn't too sturdy. If I'd have been just a little bit more ginger with it, I think I could have kept dismantling it without her falling over, but frankly, that would have gotten a little too time consuming. Oh well. And we are back for day number 2 of this project. I brought the Big Mac with me. I've got 2 goals for day number 2 here, and that is to finish demolishing and separating what's left of the chicken house. The reason I brought the Big Mac down is to load up all the metal, haul it to the scrap yard. Once we get all the metal hauled out, we'll be able to haul in the skid steer with grapple to move the wood across the creek. We'll dig a burn pit and have us a big bonfire. May even roast some marshmallows. Who knows? Success, we've gotten our first load of metal on. We've only got just a little bit more to go. I ran into something that can be quite dangerous that I want to share with you guys. On this corner of the chicken coop was the power panel. Before I started demolition, I messaged customer and I was like, the power is disconnected from that building, right? He said, you know, that's a good question. I'll call the power company. We gave them the address for this place from the previous owner. They said that address doesn't even exist. It can't be ours. That told me that this thing being over 100 years old must mean that the power's just been cut off long ago. There's no power to it, but I wasn't gonna take any chances and grab it by hand. Very last thing, I grabbed a hold of that power box and I pulled on the box. That way, any arcing would happen on that power box. Sure enough, pow. Thought, okay, well, it had power. Now it's kicked the breaker and somebody's gonna show up. I commenced to cleaning on up a little bit more. Nobody's ever showing up. I was rounding this corner with the excavator to start on the steel. I caught the tracks on the wires, broke the insulation, started just sizzling and popping. I'm gonna try one more thing with the homeowner because I don't want to just leave this on and it have power to it and somebody come by and get electrocuted. Get over here to this power pole. This is the same conduit that was running to that chicken house. Looking up in the top of the pole, you can see the wires coming from the main line, run there. Those lines run to that house. Therefore, the only place that makes sense that this line would be running to would be back to the chicken coop. I've taken a picture of the identifying tags on this power pole, sent it to the customer. They can call the power company. They should be able to give them this identifying tag, and they should have on record, whether it's theirs or not, I don't know. I hate to leave with wires exposed like that, but with nobody claiming them, I can't stay here forever. My customer is going to call Duke again with those pole numbers. Hopefully we can come up with a solution here. I just got back from hauling that first load of metal, crossed paths with the power company guy. He confirmed that it is their service and their power. He just unhooked it from the pole. Line is dead. We're good to proceed. I brought in the skid steer with its grapple. That's going to really help speed things up over here. For today, what I would like to accomplish, clean all this up, move the chicken poop, give myself room to work. Customer's property line, that little shed right there is actually sitting on it. I've got to clear all of this out And I'm gonna clear all the trees down through the gully to that big tree straight over there. We're gonna start here and we're gonna cut a straight ramp down toward that creek bottom, and we're gonna install those two 24-inch culvert pipes. And there's something inside of one of them. Huh, I did not expect that. I don't know what it is. As long as it ain't breathing or can eat me, it'll be all right. This is the last scoop of chicken poo-poo, at least from that area that I cleaned off enough to where I could get it cleaned up. I'm just gonna push block, dirt, and everything down for now. There's a big old hole here I about forgot about. I'm gonna grab the excavator and do this. This is good because I can pick out any scraps and stuff as I go. Make things a lot better. The other good thing is it doesn't matter if I get dirt mixed in with this block, since I'm gonna use it for fill material. And also it doesn't matter if I bust the block up or not. Walnut, so if I can get it down without hurting the trunk too much, it may be worth $1 or $2. One thing is, those limbs break real easy and they may come down on me. Or maybe not. Whoa, look out, limbs flying. All right, it is getting warm today. Check this out. We've got a good straight run. This creek bank drops off pretty steep. We've got it opened up. Next thing I've got to do is take my wheel down there, measure off about 50 feet from that fence going upstream there. Typically, all of this down in here is dry. There's not even water running in the creek, so I'm told. But today, we've got just a slight trickle. I'm gonna strip every bit of this side to side just to make sure I don't have any springs jumping out of the banks or anything, and we'll be able to see just what kind of bedding we have. More than likely, I'm gonna have to dig down below where the little stream is flowing right now and bring clay down off the hillside and bed all of this in. I got this first part cleared off really good. This part's gonna have to wait. What I'm gonna do is collect all of this junk and mess, and when I cut the trench, I'm gonna throw it uphill here and dam this up. That'll stop the flow of water. I can dig out what soft stuff there is and push good clay down off the hill. What you see me doing here is I'm probing to see how deep that mud goes, and it actually is a little deeper than I expected. We're gonna have to do some serious digging here, get all this muck out, then we'll be ready to backfill. We've got a pretty deep trench from where I had to pull all that muck out and throw over there. I think I want to go ahead and bring the concrete down, put it down here, mash it in. It's really important that I bring enough clay down to completely cover that block to where none of it can poke through and bust my pipes. That water's not that deep. It's right up to my blocks. I do not like covering trash up. Oh boy. I don't like wet feet either. That's better. I definitely got the old muck boots on today. I have a feeling it's gonna get a little damp. Boy, that's hard dirt, that's a good thing. I'm not gonna just try to push the whole stream at one time. I'm gonna bridge this out and work my way down through there. See that dirt rolling out? See it? And it's gonna force that water out. What I don't want to happen is water to get trapped. That's kind of a no-no. Oh yeah, that's good clay. That's gonna be really good for this. Come on. Push, baby, push. Oh man, that's good clay. Uh-oh, see how it's starting to close up right there? We want to go ahead and push this water out. This leg of the adventure is going pretty good. I got this area down here to where I want it to be. Now I'm just cutting my trench in. I'm just eyeballing it. I usually do pretty good. According to the machine, I'm on about a 4-degree slope downhill this way. Let's see, pipe number 1 is turned the right way. It's nice when that works out, isn't it? Let's see if the trusty 48-inch level says about this. Half a bubble. I'm happy with that. Look at this. This is real flimsy, super flimsy. And this flare is actually made to accommodate that down there. But what can happen if you've got a low spot under your pipe and you cover that thing, it will push up on this and it'll mush it, and it makes it terrible to get another pipe to fit in. I'll just dig almost like I'm going to do an anti-seep collar to where that doesn't touch the ground, but just a little bit, maybe the width of that 3-foot bucket. Just going to make a mark here. I'm going to move my pipe down and out of the way. It doesn't have to be real low, but just a little. About there. Check her twice. Good. I'll just rake the dirt like this. And I try not to move my pipe much, but by doing this, you can see that dirt rolling up under the pipe. Really, I got a little too close right there, is why the pipe was budging. So you can do that. And if you don't put too much dirt, if you do budge it, you can just bump it back like that. Now let's get us a scoop of this good stuff here. What I need to do is get enough dirt on top of and packed around that pipe. See that piece of concrete that made it in? It's just sitting right on top of the pipe. You can't leave that there, because when you go to compact everything, it'll puncture the pipe is what it'll do. That's why I'm having to be careful to watch for concrete. If I see a piece, I have to remove it. See, now that I got that much dirt on it, I can really pull this dirt up and just kind of pull it up and around that pipe, and those ribs on the pipe will really grip in. usually pretty good at eyeballing this stuff, but let's see where the next pipe will come to here. We'll start out here. They're 20-foot sections. It will come to right about here. That gives us all kinds of room to shape the creek. Let me just bring this over here. Use that for a marker. Now we'll get this next pipe laid in. Pick this pipe up to grease the gasket. Oh, the gasket about tried to come out on me. That's in good shape. That gasket makes that thing watertight. I forgot to bring pipe lube with me today, but that's okay. We're gonna improvise with some chainsaw bar oil. Some people call it a chain guide. It really don't matter. Looks like maple syrup to me. Lubrication is your friend right here. I was about to have to ask y'all where I left my lid. That'd have been embarrassing. Good thing nobody's filming this. Let's run it to the hub. See where we're at on grade. As long as that bubble is close to the same as it was down there, that's close enough for me. That means that we're level through the whole thing. Once we get water running through it, as long as the width of the string is about the same all the way down, that too is a good indicator that you're pretty well level. I've got 2 solid days of heavy rain coming. Therefore, I decided I better end out this day and this video getting all of this slicked up. I brought a lot of dirt down to here. I've created a swell on this side of the pipe. Any rainwater that comes out of the sky or down here or down off that side can actually jump across into this ditch and drain. When we come back in the next video, and the next day we're on this project, you got everything sloped and swells made. Water just doesn't have a chance to soak into the ground. Therefore, the ground dries really quickly. I have to say, I really thought that I was going to be able to squeeze this whole project into one video, but I also didn't expect to be doing quite this big of a culvert job. I was really torn on which channel to put this on, but I feel like my most dedicated viewers watch both Digging Life Deeper and Digging Life 21, so I figured I'd make this double feature for the Digging Life Deeper bunch, I guess. I'm really not good at these outros. You wouldn't believe how many takes I have to do. Anyway, let me dedicate this video to my top commenter, Be More. Hold on. 3199. I never can remember the number. See, normally I would have done normal. Normally it would take me doing a lot of takes, but you know, here's a taste of reality. Thanks guys, we love you. See you on the next one. I wonder if Clint Eastwood or Arnold Schwarzenegger had to do this many takes just to make a movie. I ought to be fired.